Welcome to this hands-on training part 1 on log search, querying, and analytics in Datadog. Stick around to see how quickly you can slice through logs, visualize patterns, and turn raw data into actionable insights. Let's dive in with a quick overview to get you oriented. The first view to understand is the live tail. This is where logs stream in real time, similar to running tail off across all your hosts. Keep in mind, depending on your log volume, not everything might be shown, but it's all available under the hood. Next up is the Log Explorer, where most of your deep dive investigation happens. You can switch between Livetail and the Explorer views. In the timeline, Livetail logs are highlighted in green, while indexed logs appear in gray. Indexed logs are stored and searchable for a defined retention period. This is where analysis and troubleshooting truly shine. But before we go further, what exactly is a log in Datadog? Let's look at how logs are structured in Datadog, so you can make the most of them during search and analysis. Here we're viewing all logs received in the last 15 minutes. You'll notice 621 logs, each one varying based on the source system, language, or service that generated it. Some logs come in as simple raw text, just like you're probably used to seeing in the terminal. But Datadog takes it further. Logs are automatically enriched with tags that define the source and context. Here we can see the log came from a specific host and service. Even if the source is undefined, extra tags are still added, which can be useful for debugging. Some tags, especially the ones listed at the top, are more powerful. Clicking them often links you directly to relevant dashboards or parts of the platform. For example, clicking on a host tag can take you straight to that host's dashboard, ideal for quick drill downs. Logs aren't limited to plain text. They can also be structured as JSON, which is a game changer for querying and filtering. JSON formatting structures your log data in a machine-readable way, which dramatically improves search performance and automation. I'll show you how this plays out in a moment, but spoiler, it makes querying and filtering a whole lot faster and more precise. Let's dive into how you can search and query logs efficiently in Datadog. You'll see how easy it is to get started, and pick up a few pro tips to surface relevant logs in seconds. One of the best parts about using logs in Datadog: you don't need to be a power user to get value fast. While there's a powerful query language available, most use cases don't require you to learn it right away. Instead, you can rely on facets, powerful filters available right in the sidebar. Facets let you filter logs instantly by clicking on any value, no syntax needed. For example, if you want to focus on error logs, just click the error facet, done. You'll instantly get filtered results, showing you only the logs that match your selected criteria. The query bar updates automatically, but you didn't need to write a single line. If you're working across multiple hosts, just click into the host facet to narrow your view. You can stack filters on any other tags too, just point and click. This makes onboarding easy. Even a new team member or intern can start troubleshooting on day one without needing deep Datadog expertise. And once your logs are parsed, like this JSON formatted one, you unlock even deeper search and filtering options. You're not limited to predefined facets. You can also search across any attribute within the log. Say you want to isolate a specific request, just click on its value, and Datadog gives you options: create a facet, filter on it, or exclude it. Creating a facet makes it reusable across your team. Or you can just filter it for your current session. Here I'll choose filter. You can see the query updates automatically, showing only logs with that request value. If I navigate back, I can quickly see all logs tied to that specific request path. Let's go further. Say I want logs where the status is 403. I just click apply the filter and Datadog instantly shows how many logs match that status. It's that simple and powerful. In search bar, you can also delete any filter added. You can toggle the display to see logs in a more structured format, but even as is, it's fast to get started and drill into what matters most. Want to exclude logs from a specific host? Just click and filter it out. Done. That's the power of facets. Fast, intuitive filtering that gets you from noise to signal in seconds. Raw log lines are useful, but to identify patterns, anomalies, or spikes, you need analytics. Analytics helps you visualize what matters across your systems and spot trends at scale. Let's walk through how to use the Analytics tab to turn logs into insights. How do we turn logs into readable, actionable charts? Let's break it down. At the top, you can group logs by field to start visualizing them. We'll focus on run-on fields. These are automatically selected when you click a log attribute, so no need to configure anything manually. Let's start simple, with a time series view. You'll see a basic count of logs over time, great for spotting spikes or drops. But let's take it further, group by host to see if any single machine is sending significantly more logs than the rest. Already we can see a pattern forming that might be worth investigating. One host stands out for sending most of the logs, while others only appear occasionally, something to keep an eye on. To make it clearer, let's switch to a top list view and rank logs by volume per host. Now we clearly see 262 logs came from a single host, followed by smaller counts from others. In total, we see 173 unique values, indicating that many different hosts have contributed to the overall log volume. Don't forget, you're not limited to just counting logs. You can also build time series charts using any numeric log field, like bytes sent. Let's say you want to analyze bytes sent. Just click on that field and you can graph it instantly, just like any other metric. In this case, I'll group by bytes. And then I'm going to apply a sum aggregation to see total traffic over time. Let's switch from count to sum and change the view to a top list. This gives us the total number of bytes sent, broken down by host or tag. And there it is, a clear top list showing which sources are sending the most data. Want a different view? Switch to table format. It's just another way to represent the same insights. You can apply operations to any numeric field. And for string fields, you can even count the number of unique values. Super helpful for understanding diversity in your data. For example, let's count the number of unique hosts sending logs. That might not make sense per host, but it's great for estimating how many machines are actively logging. Datadog tells us there are 3 unique hosts sending logs during this time window. Want deeper insights? Use the table view and group by multiple fields, like host plus service, to reveal richer correlations. In this case, the services are the same, so let's switch to status instead. This shows us how many logs fall into each category, like info, error, or critical. If the table view isn't clear enough, switch back to a time series to visualize trends over time. Sometimes that makes anomalies easier to spot. Try removing groupings one by one to isolate signals and uncover what's really going on in your logs. Have a look at all the other ones. Tree maps help you aggregate log volume by attribute, like status or host, and show distribution at a glance. You can split the heat map by host and quickly spot patterns. For example, if all critical logs are coming from localhost, that's a red flag worth investigating. Other visualizations like pie charts give you similar insights in a different format, helpful for at-a-glance summaries. Once you've built a chart that gives you real signal, save it to a dashboard. It's now reusable for you and your team. Dashboards let you keep a long-term view on key patterns or issues, especially for ongoing monitoring or incidents. If dashboards aren't ideal for your use case, you can also use views, a lightweight way to save your setup. Views capture everything you've configured, filters, fields, time ranges, so others on your team can use the same lens instantly. The best part? Views preserve not just the Analytics tab, but also log columns, sorting, and time filters, so you can return to the exact same state. Use this liberally, especially for team defaults. You can even set a default view that loads automatically when someone opens Log Explorer. For example, you could create a view that shows only logs tagged with your team's name, ideal for focused troubleshooting. You've just covered the foundations, what logs are, how to search, filter, and analyze them effectively. In part 2, we'll dive into powerful tools like patterns, Watchdog, and transactions to take your troubleshooting to the next level. Pro tip. If you parse your logs correctly from the start, troubleshooting becomes fast, focused, and far less stressful when things go wrong. If this helped you level up your Datadog skills, hit subscribe for more tutorials, tips, and best practices, straight from the trenches. Want to go deeper? Check out our full playlist of advanced Datadog tutorials for devs, SREs, and platform teams. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy monitoring.